Hello. I'll enter my 57 degrees out here. All right. We have not been in this neighborhood before. I'll take you guys down another road so you can kind of see the kind of neighborhood we're in. This is not the kind of neighborhood where Florida Man takes place. 356 attempts at that first floor. At that? Wow, that's a lot. Here, I'm gonna make another. I'm gonna 3-point it and show you guys like the kind of nicer neighborhoods that you'll see in Venice. 3 hours. I've done dozens of attempts. I've never done 356 attempts before. All right. This isn't really kosher on this road, but that's all right. So we're gonna go. This place is called the Preserve. I don't know what it's preserving, but usually the names of neighborhoods are named after whatever they destroyed, like Heron Creek. There's no more herons left. You can kind of get an idea. These are large roads, or wide roads, I should say. 3-car garages, 4 to 5,000 square foot homes. This is not gated, so it's kind of nice in that aspect. There's a big Reclinata. That's a nice one. Hopefully I'll be kind of free for any chances of Ganoderma because it is... Oh, is that... Oh, that's a pond right there. And a bench you can hang out at to let gators come at you. We're going to both Wawa and Culver's tonight. Can you believe that? Yeah, that was a huge plug, man. That was like that was a straight up commercial for. Funny enough, I actually got a lot of tonight for definitely the best Sunday night I've ever had for orders. So some of you guys who may follow me on Facebook saw that I went to go look at a car, test drove it. It's definitely not a truck. Hey, Bobby, what's going on? Hey, James. I thought it was all right. It's much better than any intro I ever do. So I'm in the Avalon, and I think it was 2 nights ago. I was gonna go 3 nights ago. I was gonna go do DoorDash, and I turned it on, and like it started, like all the lights started coming on, and I was like, oh shit. So like the AC would only come on when I pressing the gas, and like my alternator's dying. So I get it tested, and the voltage regulator's done. I open up the hood, and I'm like, this alternator's like 3 bolts. I'm like, I'm doing this myself. So I ended up getting it for free because it was supposed to be covered under warranty, but they're like, because I wasn't the person that bought the part, I just pretended to be that person. Oh, hey, okay, Anik. So it cost me like $17 in jumper cables, which I needed anyway. And about like 3 hours of my time. But I mean, they like to put it, if I were to have a place put it in with their own parts, they charge me like $300 or $400. It's actually pretty chilly out here. I'll show you guys in a second. So I'm kind of out like in the north and hey, Chris, what's going on? So, I don't want to be swerving, but you can see it says it's 56 actually now, but it said 55 earlier. Not much, man. Just I'm up in Laurel Road area, North Venice. I'm heading back to the house, but I got to pick up some food, so I figured it would at least I could do is go live. I don't like vlogging when it's cold out, and for me, like, cold is below 60. So during the day, like in the morning when I would normally do it, it's gonna be like 54 tonight, or 53, 54. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that picture, man. I'm starting to get back to you. I actually found a new variegated one myself. It's not very big, but it's actually in the Walmart parking lot, just growing up. Hey Sam, how's it going? A favorite species? You know, it's really, really hard. I mean, I have a favorite genus at my license plate, like koala, but species, I mean, it's really hard because I see so many species of palms in my life. Oh crap! I'm about to go on the interstate with my sunroof up. It's gonna be freezing cold. I only have a t-shirt on. Hold on. All right. Let's see how fast I can get this thing going in 2 miles. I'm just kidding. This is not meant for speed. I test drove a Honda Civic Si, and I was like, "How fast are you comfortable with me going?" And then someone I know for I was like, "Go as fast as you want." So in this 4 mile stretch, I got it up to 115. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to go faster than 115. You're just going to get pulled over and thrown in jail immediately after, you know. I just say a 2 mile stretch. But let's close this sunroof. There we go. Probably sounds a lot better. This car, I only do like 75 on the highway because this guy doesn't even have his lights on in front of me. Do you guys see that? I don't know if that's going to change anything, but they're definitely not broken. He just doesn't even realize he doesn't have his lights on. Yeah, I saw the video, James. I was driving around. A lot of times when I get messages, I'm driving around, and then by the time I get to them, it's late. I'm sorry. Usually in the mornings, I end up getting to them. This guy getting off of this. Oh. Guy just cut off the dude with no lights. Like, why drive with no lights on the highway of all places? Come on. Sorry, once I get off the interstate, I'll be much more interactive with the chat. I'm sorry about that. Oh, one brake light too. Nice. I mean, at least it's got, well, two technically, three. I think it's heat damage. I think you might have overheated those areas. Dude, turn on your fucking lights. There's no excuse for that. No excuse. You're confirmed. Are you moving to Tampa? Nice. Sorry, I'm only catching a few of the chat just because I'm. Oh, you know what? I could have gone to the Wawa. Oh no, I couldn't have gone to the. Venice Life is going to come to an end soon. I'm actually going to move back to Cape Coral February 1st. So that's some news right there, I guess. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, breeding sables for cold, or any palm for cold hardness for that matter. What the fuck happened here? Yeah, and I have the ability to grow some stuff. I'm really just doing seeds right now and doing DoorDash at night because I'm kind of bored. I mean, it's not like the money doesn't matter or something, it does, but I really think I'm going to actually tone down and get a car. I want to get. I test drove the Civic Si, like I mentioned. It's nice, you know. Ashley doesn't know how to drive a manual, so that's either a really good thing or a really bad thing. Meaning, either only I'm going to drive it, or you know what? I'm not even going to get gas because gas is cheaper in South Venice, and I'm not that low. On second thought, I don't. The Ridgeline is also out of gas, so I might as well get gas in this thing. Yeah, that's the thing is I would buy it if I knew it was like I was only going to drive it. Okay, you can't just. And this guy's sitting here smoking right next to a fucking gas pump. How dumb can you be? Jesus, how many idiots do I meet in like a 5-mile drive? Hold on, guys, I'm gonna get this thing running. Be right back. I think Queens have a chance in 8B, but if you have a very mild 8B, it's probably a better chance than like a very like volatile 8B. Like I wouldn't try them in like, you know, in Vegas it's kind of like an 8B climate. Check out that Camaro. I know, Kobe, right? I couldn't believe that. I heard on the radio and I heard helicopter crash and I was like, oh, someone died important, or someone, you know, well known died in a crash, and it's like I should have just like forgotten about gas. That should have been a thing, you know, a sign I should have just drove off. Yeah, I know. Probably arguably the best basketball player ever. Definitely the best of the 21st century. I wasn't even a basketball fan, but what is going on? Oh, I gotta see how much. I know Michael Jordan was the best. That's what I'm saying. Kobe's up there, but Jordan is he's definitely probably the best since Jordan. Yeah. Let me just see here real quick. Okay, I'm at 265 miles. I'm trying to see how many. All right, so how many miles per gallon do you think this car gets? Let's see who can guess it. The closest tenth of a mile per gallon. So you can do like, yeah, it definitely doesn't get 30. It's not even rated for 30 on the highway. I'm sorry, how much I get driving around town, stop and go, delivering things. About as bad you would get, driving a car. I mean, that was a good way to. Elephant, you seem to be a roulette player there. The pollen is terrible. It's all over this car. You can see it. See the hood of my car? All right, so I've gotten some numbers. Red and black. All right, so Culver's and Wawa right next to each other. I'm not gonna get anything at Wawa because I need it. It was basically 20 miles per gallon on the dot driving like that, which isn't bad for a full-size sedan with a V6. It's like 350.
Thank you for choosing Culver's. What can I make fresh for you tonight?
Can I get the cranberry bacon blue salad, please?
Yeah, and do you want any sauces?
Yes. Can I also get the chicken crispy? And can I get honey mustard for the sauces?
And instead of the grilled chicken, you want the crispy chicken?
Yes, please.
All right, anything else?
That'll be it.
All right, it's going to be $7.69. I'll see you at the window.
All right, thanks. Sorry, guys, let me... You can breed different species. I mean, you're talking about hybridizing or breeding them to... Kind of depends on what you're... Oh, come on, dude, you gotta pull up. People here... That license plate looks ancient. It's like you left it out to cook in the sun for like way too long. Hold on, I gotta pull. 12 people, man. Nice. Hey, Ryan, what's going on, man? Okay. It's your minor incident, Elephant. Tell me what's going on.
It's going to be $7.69. You want a receipt?
Sure, I'll take your receipt.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan, I know about atrazine. I mean, it kills everything except for St. Augustine.
There you go. Do you want a receipt?
Yes, please. Yeah, Adam, you'll be fine to grow coconuts in Venice. 15 years ago, I would say it was kind of like iffy, but considering the coldest we're getting, it's like 35. I mean, that's really not gonna. Oh.
Here's that.
Thank you.
And if you could just pull up to this door right here, we'll bring it right out.
Sure. All right. I don't put the window all the way down because it kind of sticks. And I'm pulling it further than the door because they always tell you to pull it further than that. Okay. Yeah, I think climate change is definitely going to affect where you can grow what. Let me see. I'm trying to see elephant. Oh. You can, Anik, if you want. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Black tips is not... They tend to handle quite a bit of water, so... Yeah, we've had a zone 10B winter here. It got down to 36, like, 3 or 4 nights ago? It was definitely cold. It was freezing out. So... Coconuts grow in Palm Bay, Florida. So Palm Bay is going to be the area surrounding just south of Melbourne, south and west of Melbourne. So in Melbourne, I think coconuts grow just fine. In Palm Bay, because it's out there and it does get a little bit chillier, you might have a little bit harder of a time. It's kind of like, uh, I'm just gonna pull up further. Sorry. Um, I do know of Indian Lake. You think you're talking about Indian Lake? Oh, state. At least at Indian Lake Shores. I know that lady. She also door dashes. Yeah. See, this guy's pulling up too. So they always tell me to pull up. I think that Palm Bay. You know, if I were to live there, I would plant the coconut. Will it grow? Like, will there be issues long term? Uh, it's very possible. I mean, in 1989, coconuts. I mean, even in 2010, coconuts. Sorry, I'm just turning the car off. Coconuts. You know, they died all the way down. You know, even into Miami. So. So what do I think about Indian Lake Estates? Well, I mean, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's quite cold there for where it is. It's probably like a mid zone 9. So, you know, you won't be able to grow tropical stuff there unless you're on like the actual side of a big lake. Elvin, you can try and grow coconuts there. I know I have friends that are growing coconuts there, but it is the difference between Tampa and here is actually, you know, the 2-3 degrees difference makes all the difference. Um, yeah, I saw a couple in Corpus Christi when I was there. The furthest I push for Queens. Well, what are you talking about? The East Coast? A good place to live, like or a vacation house? I'd come to Venice. If you're looking for the best deal, you know, it really depends. Do you want to be St. Pete is warm. It's not hotter. It's actually milder, but St. Pete has Tampa Bay surrounding it as well as the Gulf, where Tampa doesn't have that. Tampa's technically inland, East Coast. So you're talking about uh, furthest you grow Queens. The furthest I seen Queens growing, I think Stonewall's right. I think you could get away with it in Charleston. I don't know if about the surrounding area because Charleston's on a peninsula there. It's an urban area, but if you're talking about just like general without urban heat influence, it's like probably Hilton Head. What's with this official super cool bros thing? I don't know what you're talking about. No, in fact, Ryan, you'll probably be in a warmer climate moving to Sarasota, even all the way out to the interstate, depending on where you are. Yeah, it's closer to Disney.
Yeah, the cranberry blue with the
Honey
crispy chicken, correct?
Right, that's
and
correct.
We got 2 honey mustards. So
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
you have a wonderful night.
You too. All right. My window sticks. I gotta pull it up my hand sometimes. All right. I only kind of half fixed that situation. Yeah, Sarasota, especially downtown. I mean, in 2010, I saw coconuts that were unaffected there. Same with Punta Gorda because it's you realize like that's naturally high land. It's been, you know, people have lived there for a while. Punta Gorda and Sarasota. Sarasota being high land where the cold drains out, and Punta Gorda being on the south side of a large body of water, the Peace River, which eventually becomes Charlotte Harbor. Oh, there's a Tractor Supply coming up. Okay. So, with that said, you know, both those areas are going to be warmer than like Northport, which is inland with very little water surrounding it. Now, where you are in Northport, Ryan, where I've been, that's kind of a warmer Northport climate. If you go up like north of 75 in Northport, like that's definitely zone 9 right there, like 100%. Is it safe? In Sarasota, yeah, Sarasota's definitely safe. Anywhere out in the country areas are going to be safe. I mean, the dangerous areas of Sarasota are going to be like just north of downtown. There's some artsy areas, but there's also like there's definitely a designated, you know, area where there's a lot of crime. you'll know it's there. Trust me. And between Sarasota and Fort Myers, like until you get to Fort Myers, you really don't have like a place for like high. Well, Port Charlotte does have an area off a harbor that's kind of dangerous. There's been shootings there, but other than that, there really isn't a dangerous area of any other town between Sarasota and Fort Myers. Bradenton has a few like shady-ish areas, but no place I wouldn't really walk alone at night. Now, when you get to Fort Myers, you're talking about there's some very dangerous areas in Fort Myers. And in Tampa, there are dangerous areas like near the casino. Fort Myers, just east of downtown, is really bad. Same with Tampa. I don't know why it's the east side. It just seems like the east side of a lot of towns are dangerous. Sorry, Adam. So yeah, Adam, growing a coconut in Venice, I mean, you'll see that they're kind of all over Venice now. They really weren't here like 15 years ago. They were kind of few and far between. They're not everywhere like they are in Cape Coral, but they're getting there. I see plenty of fruiting coconuts. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up on the Camden. Dude, trust me, I've been through some bad neighborhoods in my life. Some of the worst neighborhoods I've been through have been in Brooklyn, North Miami. Where else have I encountered some interesting areas? Tampa's, there's some pretty bad areas. I've driven through bad areas of Orlando. Where else has been like real sketchy? A couple areas on Long Island. I haven't been to any bad areas of Jersey, but I know that there's plenty of bad areas. Like I know Newark, Camden, the fastest growing palm. Oh, I see. That's your name, Official Super Cool Bros. Fastest growing palm is designated to Pigafetta elata, which is known as commonly as the black wanga palm. So that was the name that was given to it. I don't give it that name. Make your own conclusions from it. Indian Lake Estates, it's probably like a 9A, 9B, depending if you're near a lake or not. I think you're gonna find is like very secluded. If you like that, like I do, not a big deal. If you're looking for like some cultural aspects, and you're probably not gonna find that there. Patterson, yeah. I've seen a lot of areas that used to be really dangerous turn. Like in Richmond, Virginia, there used to be a place called Shaco Slip and Shaco Bottom. Shaco Bottom in the flood zone, kind of a dangerous area. I used to go to concerts there, and I would get to kind of watch yourself there. Now it's Yuppie Central. Hey Chris, what's going on, man? 20-foot palmetto in Chattanooga. I like to see that. Yeah, Nairobi has an interesting climate. It's a subtropical highland climate. It's something you don't see and it doesn't really exist in North America. It doesn't exist at all unless you go. I mean, Central America has a few areas. A lot of the capital cities actually have them. Like Guatemala City has it. But yeah, subtropical highland, you really can't grow coconuts because it's too cool. They can grow, but they won't really grow very well. Why is it higher in Portland than it is in New York City? So Portland gets a lot of maritime influence from the Pacific Ocean and the the Columbia River, which comes through there. Naturally, just a lot of warmer air kind of flows that way until you get to like the Cascades, and then it gets real cold. So it holds that humidity in, and it's not warm, it's just chilly and not cold. Where New York City itself is actually considered subtropical as well. It's a zone 7, but it's mostly like the urban heat. Like in New York City and like in Central Park, you probably could get away with growing zone 8A palms because there's just so much urban heat going on. I mean, there's plenty of cool palms to grow in Zone 9 anyway. I was going to make the vlogs about them. I got to wait. James, my favorite palm, it's really hard to say. There's a couple really nice palms. Like, people ask me that question a lot. And, there's a couple ones that I think are really nice. There's, One that's absolutely amazing is Lemuro Phoenix Halui, which is from Madagascar, with a pink crown shaft and new lavender purplish leaf, and it's just absolutely stunning. Licowalas in general are my favorite genus, and now that there's a new genus, it's not new, but it's like 6 or 7 years old, called Linonia, and they're kind of like they're kind of like the tougher Licowalas you find in cool areas of Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and southern China. Now I have another license plate to get, Linonia. Yeah, I remember you being in Guatemala. You were messaging me from there. It died after summer. By December, it was dead. Yeah. And in Chicago, you're saying? Oh, the climate is sufficient. You're talking about Kenya? The exact climate name, it's called oceanic maritime climate. That's what it's usually known as, or temperate maritime, or temperate oceanic. That's probably a better way to explain it. So it doesn't get really cold, it doesn't get really hot. There's still queens with some green on them, huh? James, I think you can grow Royals in Indian Lake Estates because I think people underestimate how cold hardy Royals are. I see them growing in East Tampa, some colder areas there, and they seem to get away with it. I've actually seen Royals growing in Deltona near Ashley's sister's house, and that's like 35 miles northeast of Orlando, not in like an urban heat area, kind of in the north side of a lake. Bismarcks, yeah, you can definitely grow Bismarcks. I feel like Bismarcks are only slightly cold hardier than Royals are. Royals are surprisingly cold hardy. People think they look very tropical, that they won't grow, but they're definitely a solid 9B palm. Someone might chastise me for saying that, but it's true. Let me ask you guys this. I was talking with someone, and I'll just say someone that's fairly well known in the palm world, and I'm just gonna do a little circle around here so we can talk a little bit more. I know someone fairly well known in the palm world, and they were saying, yeah, I can identify whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, well, I bet you I can identify whatever too. And they're like, oh yeah, do you think you can do it better than I can? I'm like, well, yeah, I think I can, because and so I thought about putting up a challenge. I think I've mentioned this before. Maybe tell me if I have. But it'd be like $1,000 challenge, open to anybody that wants to see who can identify palms better based on like leaf and seed. And it would be an unbiased third party that would set it up. And whoever can do it, like, you get 1 point for genus, 1 for the species, and whoever has more points wins. No one's gonna get everything right. All right, let me get a scroll. Yeah, Becaria Phoenix though. Yeah, man, Callus is pretty cold hardy. I don't really know where I'm driving, but I'm just driving. If you guys want to see what we consider like a lower end neighborhood of Venice, I will drive through that right now. Once I take a left, we're going to be on Briarwood. It's kind of it's all duplexes that are kind of like low rent. There's been a couple of drug arrests on this road, but you can still walk on it at night. Like there isn't like violence like spilling out into the streets. So let me know if you think I should put an open challenge to identify palms for $1,000. Whoever does it better gets live PD in Venice. No, that would be the most boring thing ever. Pulling old people over for not signaling or not having their lights on. Yeah, I can do more stuff on some of the more common things, especially when I get down in the Cape. there's just more places I can vlog in the Cape. In Venice, it's all very private. In the Cape, there's a lot more public stuff that I can. There are a few iguanas in Venice. There's more in the Cape. Venice is kind of like the northernmost limit you're gonna find them. There's a massive one at my mom's old work in what's it called? On the island in Venice. All right, Bobby, have a good night. But yeah, I'd open that challenge to anybody because there's some people that I would be concerned about going up against, like Jeff Marcus and Jeff Searle. They definitely have more experience in years than I do, and Jeff sees almost every palm, but he doesn't know his Caribbean palms very well. He doesn't know his cold hardy palms very well. Jeff Searle is kind of the same way. He's more of a tropical guy. He knows more about the tropical stuff than I do, but I feel like I have the edge when it comes to cold hardy stuff as well. I think Jeff Searle would be the toughest competitor, I'm sorry, Jeff has a friend that does a lot of his photography named Ryan, and Ryan is a beast. He's an absolute beast. That he might be a favorite there. Oh yeah, climate change will definitely affect where palms are. It's already affecting it. I mean, in Venice, when I first moved here, seeing a coconut was relatively uncommon. In fact, you had to go to the beach to kind of find even a couple. Then around 2010, people started planting them out, especially after the cold snap we had. And now, we haven't had any cold damage to any palms in the area since. Even in 2017, it dipped down to 32.5. I gotta park this thing out on the road because there's no room. And that's why when I turn the car off, I can actually talk to you guys for a few minutes because I have a salad and everything. You almost fell on them. Yeah, they're easy. They're like little marbles. Fall. Oh no. So Alan is parked. I gotta park right. I'm gonna basically dig myself into the bird of paradise. Just run it over. Okay. So it's 57 here. Let me do this. You're going to Searle's? Yeah, definitely stop by there. It's a very cool nursery. Yeah, I wish it were 63 here. It would feel a lot different, in my opinion. The difference between like 55 or 57 and 63 is, pretty decent. Oh. 35. Yeah, you guys haven't had really much for a winter. It makes me nervous. I'm feeling like one summer it's just going to be like 100 constantly. You hit 42 at the beach. That sounds about right. It pretty much got down to below 40 around the whole West Coast. Unless you're like right on the shore in Naples, you might have got down to like 40. It's 50. 50. Daniel, where are you located? And where are you, Official Super Cool Bros? 30 right now. That's in Chicago, right? Yeah. South Virginia. Okay. And Salem. All relatively mild areas. I mean, I lived in Richmond for 10 years. The coldest I ever saw it get to was like 8. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that. Cape Coral gets even warmer than it does here in Venice because it's further away from the Gulf. We also get more rain though. But Excuse me. Hey, Terrence. How's it going? I'm actually going to head out of here in just about a minute. So Jacksonville's going to be a 9A climate. Pretty solid 9A. Go to Jacksonville Beach. It's closer to 9B. Yeah, Jeju, the island of Jeju, or the town of in South Korea, has a climate much like coastal North Carolina. The Gulf of Mexico affects the climate in quite a bit. You know, there are islands like kind of on the barrier islands, and those are a lot warmer. I mean, you can grow coconuts much further up on the barrier islands based on where you are, but because Venice juts out and St. Pete juts out a little bit from like the rest of the like southern Florida, or the southern more south farther southwest Florida, it actually makes it a little bit milder. If you go to Naples and you even go like 8 miles inland, it gets pretty cold there when it gets cold. So continental Greece, yeah, I don't think continental Greece gets a lot of rain. Anyway, guys, I have like a headache from not eating like since lunchtime, so I'm gonna get going. But yeah, see you later, James. Hang 10. All right, guys. Sorry, I wish I could hang out here, but I'm starving. So I'll try and come on soon. I'll see you guys, if not before then, in Cape Coral. Hopefully a vlog this week. So all right, till then.